I have a feeling that Australian plagiarized all of our animals. If you don't believe me, check this out. Right here we have a flying squirrel, and they have a marsupial sugar glider, which looks exactly the same. We have a mouse, and they have a marsupial mouse, which looks exactly the same. We have a mole rat, and they have a mole, which is a marsupial mole. Looks exactly the same. We have a lion, and they used to have a lion, which was marsupial. We have a groundhog, and they have a wombat, which is a groundhog on steroids, pretty much, and it's a rodent. We have a bear, and they have a diplodocus. We have a wolf, and they have their version of marsupial wolf. Right here, check it out. The paws are the same, their feet are the same, and even their skulls are the same. If we would run around today, we would think, what kind of dog is that? Right? But the question is, why is that? Why is a lot of animals look so similar? Of course, not all those animals live in Australia, but nearby there. If we look at evolution, they teach us, oh, we have homology structure. For example, like we have a radius and ulna in our hand, and other animal has pretty much the same bones. Oh, it's homology structure. But here we see many different animals that looks exactly the same, but they have nothing to do with each other. They're from different class and different order of animals. So scientists say that there's two different kinds of evolution. A convergent evolution, which two animals evolve the same feature, and a homology structure, which one evolved into another, right? In school they taught us we have homology structure, and that's how we know we evolve from one thing to another. However, we know all these homology structure in these animals that I show you has nothing to do with each other. And right here is more evidence. You see echidna, you see porcupine and a hedgehog. They have nothing in common. Echidna lays eggs, porcupine is a rodent, and a hedgehog is a mammal. So we see the same structure, but they're different kind of animals. Scientists will tell you that all these marsupial animals came from the same ancestors as kangaroo, and all the placental mammals came from some sort of mammal. But before I'm gonna make my point, I wanna ask a couple questions. For example, marsupial mole has a pouch that opens from the back. Obviously because it goes to the dirt and it doesn't want all the dirts in there. And kangaroo pouch opens from the top. Obviously when kangaroo runs, it doesn't want to lose its kids, right? But how do you turn around the pouch? Do you just decide to turn the pouch one day, or do you turn it slowly over millions of years? How does that happen? Alright, another question. The way you classify a rodent is because of its two sides of teeth that never stop growing. If you look at wombat, it has a two sides of teeth that never stop growing. So by definition, a wombat is a rodent. But wombat is a marsupial animal, and that means, according to evolution, it's related to kangaroo. So there's not only one line of marsupial animals, there is also a different order of animals like rodents, canines, flying creature, and so on. If we're speaking of canine, if you take a possum and a raccoon, for example, and you compare their skeletons, they look exactly the same almost. You know, the similar bones, similar structure. Even if you look at their skulls, I will try to bring them up close. One of them is a possum, the other one is a raccoon. So I don't know if I can focus on them, but if you look, their teeth are pretty much the same. Their muscle attachment for their bones, for their jaw, looks the same. I probably can swap their jaw bones and it's still gonna fit or something. The only thing, the raccoon has a bigger brain, but the bone is just a little stretch for the brain, but you see the same hole for the eyes and everything. So now if we know that between a raccoon and a possum it's not homology evolution, but it's a conversion evolution, how do you know then between a cow and a whale is a homology evolution, not a conversion evolution? See? How do you know that? And if you keep studying animals, if you take platypus for example, lays eggs, it's a mammal because it's lactose, it feeds its babies with milk after they hatch from an egg. It's a venomous, it has a beak like a dog, and it looks like a beaver. So all these different animals is in one animal. What I'm trying to say, when God created animals, He used the same structure. He used radius and ulna in many different animals. He used different features or different characteristics in all the different animals. However, they are separate families or separate kinds of animals. Right now I want you to notice the striking similarity between these two animals. The science claim that they are closely related to each other. You see it now? Okay, me either. The only thing I don't know where the horns is on a whale. But if you look at this horse leg and the whale flipper or the dolphin flipper, I don't see anything the same. A horse leg has mostly single bone going down and folds in many spots, and a dolphin flipper has like 30 different bones. Anyway, they just named those bones with a similar name, and now it's a homology structure. Bible says that God create animal by their kind. So you have a dog kind, you have a cat kind, and so on. God created the first animal and it can adapt to its environment, and that way we see many different species, whatever, many different differences in an animal, but it's the same animal. You will never change any sort of structure or add a new feature to an animal with evolution, because the information is not there. Elephant cannot start growing wings, never. His ears will never start growing bigger and bigger. The elephant will never fly. But right now, for all the Christian people, they are confused with evolution theory. You see all those charts on the paper, how animal evolved from one kind to another kind, and you're confused. All it is God used the same structure, and you can see that from marsupial and placental mammals. You know it's not evolution there. Why would you assume that it's evolution if you see a similarity between a cow and a horse? Hopefully that. Alright, so this was another video where I tried to show you that homology structure doesn't work. An animal did not evolve from one animal to another animal. And with this, I would just want to wish you all the best. God bless. If you don't know Jesus yet, you have to find Jesus and He will forgive your sin and you can be saved. Read more about that in the Bible. Amen.